would you like people to know about you and your mom that they don't already know?
Everybody thinks Shasta's her best friend, but really, it's me. Don't tell Shasta I said that, though.
That's hysterical because everyone thinks that Jess is Shasta's best friend, but it's just not. It's me. I'm the best friend of Shasta.
It's me.
No, you get Jess. Okay, this is a special edition takeover of the Chicks in Charge today, and this is Rob's and Trin, and we're the Chicks in Charge today. We are the two chicks in charge. Today, we want to kind of highlight some stuff. We know that a lot of you out there in the world are moms and sisters and daughters and aunts, and a lot of the things that we have to do on a daily basis just to run our households and run our families and stuff is more involved than what you see on social media, you know, when we're out here hustling and making crap happen, right? And this is my friend Trinity, and Trinity's mom is Jess. Jess is half of the Chicks in Charge. And Trinity is on here today because a lot of times when we don't know what goes on in people's lives, we all think that we're the only ones with any of these struggles that are going on, that we're the only ones with responsibilities other than what people see. And Jess is probably one of the strongest women that I know. So just a little bit of back history is in the beginning, this one was like the poster child, right? Like everything was perfect with Trin. She was a perfect little angel. She eats all of her vegetables. She's a salad kid, would have a salad bar in her house if her mom would let her. Wasn't that cool, that thing I sent her the other day? And I was like, I wanted it too. And then her little sister, Kinley, was born with some
eye tumor thing.
Yeah, she had an eye tumor thing, and then there was something on her liver too. So there were some things that she had to go through when she was little, that she was in and out of Children's Mercy quite a bit. And so at the time, Kinley was like the special needs, like she had special medical needs all the time, and there was something that they were constantly having to do for her. Not this poster child. She was perfect. Yes. And then, so Jess has worked for me long enough that then when she was pregnant with what we call the mean one, Avery, Jess there was a position came open at the time, and it was for a manager position on our elite response team. And I told Jessica no. And I told Jessica no because Jess, at that point, being a full-time mom of two, had really never worked outside of the home. She was working from home for me at that time. And I'm like, you know what it looks like to have two kids at home. You're super pregnant right now. Let's get on the other side of this and see what that looks like for you before we go, yeah, let's add some more responsibility to your plate besides having baby number 3. And Jess was mad. Like, if you've ever seen Jess mad, she goes from 0 to 100 degrees like that. And Jess was pissed off. Jess was pissed off, and that I would not consider her because of that. And it had nothing to do with the fact that it had something to do with the fact that she was pregnant, but she had 2 kids at home. One had special medical needs, and then she had this over. She had no idea what her life was going to look like organizationally. And so that's why I had said, no, not right now. And it's a good thing that I didn't, because when Avery was born, she was in the NICU for quite a while. And then that ended up being a whole other thing for her that she didn't anticipate. So I didn't see that coming. Obviously, I just have been a mom of 2. And then I know that when I went to a mom of 3, things, although it seemed like adding one more to the mix was no big deal, it was a big deal. So then on and off, Avery had some medical issues, right?
Mm-hmm.
But still we had the poster child, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everything going along great. And then what happened to Trin?
Like around 2020, I found a thing on my, like, what do I call it? Stomach?
Abdomen. And like under the skin, like it was just like lump or a growth or whatever, just like a like a solid area under your skin.
Mhm.
And we didn't know like what that was about, right?
Mhm.
And so how many doctor's visits trying to figure out what that was? Because then it moved around, right?
Mhm.
Because then where else did it go?
It
Was on your thigh for a while.
It was on my thigh.
And so did they ever figure out what that was?
No, they didn't know what it was. They said that they wouldn't touch it until I hit puberty.
And so do you still have it?
Mhm.
Okay. And so kind of freaked Jess out for a while because we didn't know whether it was tumor or if it was cancerous or if it was anything that, we should like freak out about. And I'm sure that it freaked Trent out, right? Because now you're like, do I wear a swimsuit? Can people see this? Did it bother you?
No, not really.
No?
I mean, it did, and like now it doesn't because I'm just used to it.
Yeah. But at first, were you like, holy crap, what is this? Why do I look like this? Is it sore? It's just irregularity.
It's just there.
Okay. So that ended up being, it was like a big deal for a while because like several visits to specialists trying to figure out what it was. Nobody figured it out yet. Exactly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then what?
I saw many specialists. I saw about like 7 or 8
specialists.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Just about that or about other things too?
There was cancer, there was heart, there was stomach, a whole bunch of them.
Poster child was not on the poster anymore, right?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things I remember last year, and I know there was stuff before then, but last year, or was it early this year? I can't remember. Trent started just screaming in pain.
That was last year.
Stomach pain, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like didn't know like what it was caused, like out of the blue, right? You'd be at school and then all of a sudden, what?
It would start to hurt. I was at home one day because I was home from school because I had to stay home from school and it hurt too bad. I was just sitting there screaming and I didn't even have my big bed, so it would have been last year.
Yeah. And so then you guys would what? Go to the ER?
Mm-hmm. And
what would they say?
They said I was fine. From the ER, we went to the one in, I don't know which one.
Neosho?
I'm pretty sure it was Neosho.
I think so. Is what she said. Like they could get us in a Neosho, so you drove all the way down there.
Yeah. And then they put me on an ambulance.
Whoa, an ambulance? Mm-hmm. I've never even rode an ambulance.
It's not fun. We went to a whole different hospital. I stayed there overnight for 2 days?
Mm-hmm. Was that when I came and saw you?
Mm-hmm. Whenever you taught us how to play war.
Mm. And fun. So tests, did they draw blood? Did they like run you through machines? Yeah. What all did they do?
They ran me through a machine, and then they did, I don't know if they did the blood draw. I don't know. But they gave me an IV like right here. Mm-hmm. But whenever we were at the other place before the ambulance took us, I got my veins popped like right here, here, and here.
It's a tough job trying to figure out. I'm sure on a little kid, especially if you have adult good and if you're a little dehydrated, finding a vein is super hard. So I've had that happen as well. Okay. So was that scary?
Yeah, because I didn't know what I was doing. And after they gave me everything, I started shaking because I wasn't shaking intentionally. It was
shivers. Were you cold or you
No, it was because the medicine drugs they gave me, it just made me shake. And I don't know why.
Weird. So after you got out of the hospital, because like when you were in the hospital, we came up and saw you weren't having any pain then. Like it was like gone. Like, okay, so the pain was gone. You go back home. Nobody has still discovered there's nothing wrong with her. I think even the doctor said she might just need a poop.
Yeah, and he said that I was being dramatic. I was not being dramatic.
Yeah. He's like, she might just be being dramatic, and they wouldn't listen to her at all. And so during all of this, Jess is like trying to do her job, take care of her child, do all the things. And at one point, we're like, look, we got your job. You just take care of Trin. You're fine. Go do whatever you got to do. And so you go home, and then did your stomach start hurting again after that at all?
I don't think it did. It might have once, but a little bit. I don't really.
And they referred you to a specialist, and the specialist looked at all of your documents and then found some irregularity in the blood work that they're like, this is showing a lot of inflammation. Why didn't they catch this? Right?
Mm-hmm.
I just know this because I talk to your mom every time that you guys aren't feeling good. I have to go through this crap. Oh my gosh, what child is it now? Okay. So then you think you're past all of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the only thing you have is this lump in your abdomen that you have to wait till puberty to worry about what that is. And then what starts happening? This year.
Mm-hmm. It starts happening, and it isn't too bad. It's every now and then.
What?
Like, it'll be hard to breathe for a few seconds, and then it'll be gone.
Like, what will you be doing whenever it's hard to breathe?
I'll either be up, I'll be sitting down. It's better when I'm sitting down, but whenever I'm standing up,
not playing baseball, not doing volleyball, just like doing what? Something at the house.
Like
what?
Sitting down or like watching TV, and then it'll start to be hard to breathe. And I'll be like, Mom, it's hard to breathe. So she'll do it with the, what is it called? The thing that goes in your finger. An O2 monitor?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. And at first we thought it was, it wasn't my heart. It was my heart or my breathing thing.
Like your lungs?
Yeah. And every now and then it would like spike up a little bit. It'll go to like 113. But then we realized it was just my heart rate.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And whenever this happens, it'll go to like 130.
Your heart rate?
Mm-hmm. That's the highest if it's ever been, I'm pretty sure.
Do you have an Apple Watch?
No. My mom does.
Shasta has one, and so like it'll track her heart rate at times whenever she feels her spiking. Like she can just do her thing, and it will measure her heart rate like right on here. And so, so you went to see a cardiologist just recently. Like, was that like last week before last?
Not last week. I think it was like 3. No. Like 3 weeks ago. I'm pretty sure 3 or 4.
So what was that like? You go see a cardiologist. That's a big doctor.
Mm-hmm.
They listen to your heart. Do they do an echo on it?
I don't know if they did an echo.
They hook you to a monitor and it goes blah, 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 blah.
Whenever I start gymnastics, I know that I'm going to get a heart monitor so we can check my heart during that. Yeah.
So what kind of conclusion did they come? What was wrong with you? Like, why are you out of breath and your heart rate is spiking?
I don't know.
Still another unknown illness. So I know that your mom said that they suspect that it could be what's called POTS.
Or PD? Pretty sure it's called
P10?
Yeah, P10.
P10. And so like there's all these things that nobody really knows anything, but there's all these disconnected events. So we go from the lump in your abdomen to your stomach aches to now your heart racing. And it's like, are they all connected? Are they not connected? Are they all 3 separate incidences that are just like crazy random, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how does that make you feel? Like, does that scare you? Does all this crap scare you?
I mean, a little bit, because you don't know what's going to happen next.
Right.
But then again, I'll be standing up for a few minutes, and then I'll be like, fine, and then I won't be fine. Or I'm sitting down, and then I won't be fine. I'll give you an example.
So there's no way to predict it?
No.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. So I was at theater, little theater in Joplin. We were getting ready to do a dance. We were practicing, and I felt my head get super cold. And I'm like, I have to sit down. My legs hurt. Everything hurts. So I sat down. I took a drink of water, and I went home, and everything was fine again.
It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's unpredictable, and there's like, and then, like, if you sit down and have a drink of water, does that normally like help you like just reset?
Sometimes, but even if it doesn't, it'll help like just a little bit.
Understood. Okay, so that's a lot. For how old are you? 25, 26? No?
No, I'm turning 11 in December.
11 in December. That's a lot for 11 to process emotionally, but you do a pretty good job with it. Like,
Thanks.
Today I'm good, so I'm not going to be a victim of whatever this crap is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I love that. Okay, so for all you moms out there that have crap that goes on like this all the time, right? And you have to juggle your job in automotive or in the vendor space or whatever, please know that just because Jess and Shasta look like they have their crap together, that they're having to deal with real life stuff on the regular all the time too. You know what I'm saying? Like they all have this stuff that they have to go through, and not just like, oh, I'm scared for my child, but also I don't want my child to see that I'm scared. I want my child to think that I've got this all under control. Well, she calls me hysterical bawling, or she calls, Beverly or Shasta or whatever. So, okay, now we've talked about what a pain in the rear you are. Okay.
Hey.
I know. Okay, let's talk about the things. So what grade are you in?
Fifth.
Fifth is a good grade. Do you love it?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a good student?
Mm-hmm.
Good job. Okay, and then what hobbies do you have?
I like to crochet. I like to read.
Crochet, what do you make?
Just a few nights ago, I made a pillow that I gave to my teacher. It was like a little rainbow.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm. With my rainbow yarn. And then I made a choke necklace just last night.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
Or no, like 2 nights ago.
That's so cool. Crocheting is cool. Who taught you that?
Huh?
Who taught you how?
I got the idea from my aunt, Amanda. And then I learned from YouTube from a channel. I can't remember that channel's name.
It's so awesome because like we have access to learn so much stuff. I'm going to tell you the story Shasta and I did. Well, Shasta didn't. So Shasta and I were driving her PT Cruiser from here to Arizona. And about the time we got into the state of Arizona, that started overheating. We were like sitting through a drive-through getting like a hamburger or something. And the car started overheating. Like you could see it steam billowing out from it. I'm like, holy crap. And so we made it to my son's house and we're like, I think we need to replace the thermostat. And I tell Daniel, I'm like, do you have any tools? And he's like, yeah, I think so. So he gets his tools out and we pulled up YouTube and pulled up her exact year of her PT Cruiser and said, we need to change out the thermostat for this. How do we do it? Where's it located? And we just propped the phone up underneath the hood of the car and we'd hit play, pause. Okay, it's supposed to be right under here somewhere. We would find it and we changed that thermostat from YouTube. And so like you can learn to do anything on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Everybody's teaching something on there. I mean, even after you get really good at crocheting, you can be teaching other kids how to crochet on YouTube. You'd have your own channel. It's pretty dang cool. Okay, so I know that you know what your mom does for a living, but why don't you tell everybody what you think she does?
She helps like big dealerships sell cars.
That's actually 100% accurate. And then her and Shasta on the podcast together, what is their mission?
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
I'll let you read it real quick. We'll read it at the end also, but read that. Read it out loud.
In a world where you can be anything, be kind because you never know what battles others are facing. So while out in the world this week, remember to light it up.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so your mom was telling me, Jess was telling me that you want to have your own store. Mm-hmm. What's going to be in it?
Like fashion designs, clothes.
So will you design your own or will it be a boutique? Do you know what a boutique is?
No, never.
So a boutique is, we don't create our own stuff, but we source it and we sell all these different brands. So that's what makes a boutique.
Oh, I'm going to make my own clothes.
You're going to make your own clothes. Okay, so you are going to have your own store and you're going to design your own clothes and make them as well. Mm-hmm. And like so for what age range do you think? Like for teenagers?
Teenagers.
Young adults?
I would say like through 10 through, I don't know, 40?
40?
I don't know.
That's good. That's a big age range right there. And do you know how to sew?
No.
So you need a sewing machine?
I have a sewing machine. Yes,
what kind? Is it a grown-up one or a kid's one?
Kid.
Okay.
I cannot use it because last time we used it, the needle broke.
Oh, so you need a needle.
Yeah.
Those are like 27 cents.
I need a sewing needle.
Yeah, they're like 27 cents. They're not expensive.
No, for the
sewing machine. I know.
Specific.
Yeah. Okay. They're so cheap. I promise you. Okay, so she needs a sewing machine needle. We need to find that. And so then if your sewing machine works today, what would you sew? Like, would you make a vest, or would you make some sort of a top or a skirt, or like what have you made?
I would nothing.
Oh, okay.
I would start out making like gloves because those are probably the easiest to make with like, because I feel like I'm not going to make something big until I get better at it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's start with something small.
Have you ever worked with like patterns and fabric before?
No.
Okay. So my mom was a seamstress. So like I'm very in tune with this world because the last house that my mom lived in, before she bought it, we had to find a house that was big enough to have her sewing room. And so the whole back of the house, I want to say was like 27 foot long. And she also had a quilting machine that was like 17 foot long. So we had to make sure that it would fit in there. And she had a room for her cutting board because she had a board where she just cut out all of her patterns. And she had like 3 different sewing machines and an embroidery machine. And she was an excellent seamstress. And so I know all of the parts of it, but I don't do it. She bought me a sewing machine one time, and it came with these expectations that because I had a sewing machine, now I would sew stuff with her. And I like just took it back to her house and went, take this back and give it to somebody who wants to do this. This is not me. Because sewing takes a lot of details. Like you lay your fabric out and then you put your pattern on it. Well, first you have to cut your pattern out. It comes on this big sheet of paper. You cut the pattern out and then you set it on the fabric and then you pin it to the fabric and then you cut it out. And then you have to follow the instructions. So this piece to this piece and this piece to this piece. That's a lot of details. And if anybody knows me, I am not a details person, like 100%. Beverly could probably sew a pair of jeans. I swear to God, she's so good with details. Not me. So you have to make sure that you're one of those kids that you're really good with details. Are you?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you're going to make your own fashions and you're going to have your own store. What will it be called?
Me and my sister were gonna work at it, and then we were gonna call it Peace Designers.
Okay, so we were gonna call it Peace, PEACE, like the peace sign.
Mm-hmm.
Peace Designers. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. And which sister?
Serenity.
Oh, see, there's another sister we haven't talked about yet. It's the big sister.
I have 2 big sisters.
Yes.
No, 3.
3. That's right. I forgot.
I go Chloe and Spinner.
See there? So she has a whole family organization to put together. Which one is good at marketing?
I don't know.
Okay, so we're going to have Peace Designers.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. So we need to work on a logo for that for sure.
It's going to be a peace symbol with like flowers and leaves and all of that.
I love it. I love that. So, what do you think about getting married? Do you think you'll ever get married?
I don't know. Probably.
Well, I think probably probably not yet because you're 10, you're going to be 11, but maybe next year you'll start thinking about, no, I'm not getting married, but you'll start thinking about like, oh my gosh, I want to have a big wedding. I want to have a big long white dress. And it doesn't matter who the guy is. The wedding is never about them. It's only about what you want to wear on that day and what kind of cake you're going to have. And then whoever that dude ends up being is just like, he's just a stand-in actor for your party with your white dress. So you have to, especially whenever I tell people this all the time, especially when you're battling anything like you have some unknown stuff going on, is you can't stay in that frame of mind. I don't know if I'm going to get married because I don't know, like, what's going on with my heart or what's going on with these lumps in my abdomen or, what all that stuff is. You have to just plan it anyways and then go, This is my life. I'm going to do all these things. I'm going to have my boutique. I'm going to have my wedding. I'm going to have, beach house. Where do you want to live?
Definitely.
Mountains or beach?
I'm going to live here.
Yeah,
hometown.
Why?
Because it's my hometown. I'm not gonna leave my parents.
What if your parents want to live somewhere else?
Well, if they live somewhere else, then I'm going to live there.
You're going to stay close to home.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good girl. You have good parents. What do you want? Like if there was other kids out there that was listening to this and they were going through some unknown health stuff too, what would you want them to know?
That not all the time it's going to be something absolutely horrible. Sometimes it not great, But sometimes, like my mom told me, whenever our doctor said it might be POTS, she said that it might help me. And I don't know why, but maybe it'll help you too.
So I think that what she's probably trying to say is like there's some things in your life, there's obstacles. And sometimes if you learn to overcome obstacles earlier in your life, you're more adept at overcoming them later in life too.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, because you like learned earlier on in life that not everything is like this Disneyland world, right? There's crap that just pops his head up and you're like, well, that was unexpected. But that's really what grown-up life is like.
I've never even been to Disneyland.
It's okay. It's expensive. It's all right though. You'll go one day. You want to go?
Yeah, one day.
Okay. Disneyland or Disney World? Florida, California?
Florida.
Disney World. Yeah, it's nice. It's just hard to go in the summertime there because it's so humid, it's so hot there. So what would you like people to know about you and your mom that they don't already know?
Everybody thinks Shasta's her best friend, but really, it's me. Don't tell Shasta I said that, though.
That's hysterical, because everyone thinks that Jess is Shasta's best friend, but it's just not. It's me. I'm the best friend of Shasta.
It's me.
No, you get Jess.
Yeah.
I get Shasta.
Yeah.
I'm her best friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, see there? They just think they got each other. They don't. They don't. They have us. That's it. Well, so your sisters, let's talk about them for just a second. Is it good to have little sisters?
At times, sometimes they can be a little bit annoying.
Yeah? Even the mean one?
No, at times she'll be like, I want a hug.
So your mom works, and she does a great job, and she's a professional, and she keeps everything organized, and I don't know how she does it. Because like I'll look at her calendar and she'll be like, so-and-so's doctor's appointment, so-and-so's dentist appointment, pick them up from this, drop them off at that. And then she's still talking to dealers all day long. And then I'll like see almost every weekend you guys have something fun planned. Like that's kind of amazing. Like generally on the weekend, I'm like, I'm done talking to people. And she's like, go to so-and-so water park, take the kids to blah, blah, blah zoo. And I'm like, she's like mom of the year. I mean, you won like the mom lottery. Don't you think so? Yeah, she's pretty amazing. What is one of the favorite things about your mom?
She's my hero.
Yeah? Why is that?
Because whenever I'm going through something tough, she'll always be there with me. And if I'm in the hospital, she'll stay with me. She'll make me more comfortable there.
She's pretty good at that stuff. And doesn't like neglect the other two, right? It's like she still has time to take care of you and them and the house and the food and all the stuff. All the stuff. And you won't appreciate all of this until you're a lot older, until you know like all of the crap that she does all day long, not just for you, for herself. There's times whenever she's not feeling well and she's sick and she has to figure out, or she's calling me going, I've had a migraine for 2 days. Do you have any migraine meds? And I'm like, yes, hang on, I'll be right there. And she's still just like, okay, I'll be in as soon as this migraine is over. Not, I can't come to work today because I have a migraine. She's like, just let me have an hour to get past this migraine. And I'm like, 100% take your time. And, or I'm freaked out and I'm scared, or, you know what I'm saying? Because she gets scared about what's going on with you kids too. Like we as parents are not, we don't lack that vulnerability. We still have it. Like what's going on with our kids will be like that for the rest of your life. Like, you know, whenever you start dating or you start driving, all of the junk that you're going to do is like a whole other level of stress that adds to us parents. It's stupid. I don't know why we sign up to have kids. It's tough. And so do you think like you will ever have like your own podcast? I know we've talked about it.
Maybe.
We talked about like dad jokes, right? And stuff like that. So if you could tell anybody something about...
I have a dad joke.
What is it? I
can tell by whenever you're lying, but I can also tell whenever you're standing. Like whenever you're lying down.
Yes. I get it. Okay, so one more thing. So one more thing that is amazing about your family Not just your mom and not just your sisters, but your family. Like, what's the greatest thing about the Burkharts?
We're unique and we stick together as a family.
That's pretty important. It's pretty important. Okay, so this has been Rob's and
me.
Yes, Trin. And we are the fill-in chicks in charge today. And I just wanted you guys to have a peek behind what goes on with moms everywhere. So chicks in charge are moms and sisters and moms and aunts and daughters, and they're all those things as well. So although on the outside we all portray this image of how we got our crap together, we're all still battling the same battles that we have to deal with, whether it's taking our kids to the doctor, to the dentist, to whatever. Like the girls are still juggling that stuff as well as trying to raise respectful young ladies like this one is right here. I don't generally like kids, but I do like this one. I know. I do like you, though. I said that.
Don't you like the angry one?
Not yet.
The dinosaur?
Not yet. Not yet. Maybe she'll grow on me. Not yet.
She'll just walk around the house and she'll go, ah!
She's the mean one. I don't dislike her. She hasn't grown on me yet. So
yeah, she yells at everybody.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't have liked you at that age. Who knows? I don't know.
Hey,
you may have been a little selfish yourself. What have we not talked about that you want to talk about?
I don't really know.
I think we talked about some stuff. What kind of car are you going to drive when you grow up?
I want to drive a car. I want to drive a Jeep, or I want to drive a truck.
Okay, that's cool. That way you can haul all your fabric and stuff to your boutique to sew. All right, so I'm Rob. This is
Trin.
And we are the little chicks and the old chick in charge. And we hope that, I'm going to read it this time. You read it last time. Okay. In a world where you can be anything, be kind, because you never know what battles others are facing. So while out in the world this week, remember to light it up.
Yay, you've made it this far. And if you want to help the chicks out and add some value, make sure you subscribe right now.
Click that little red button down below. Do it. Do it now.